In our previous video, we introduced advanced form controls in KoboToolbox, and it was a pretty long video that you were able to see how can we implement functionalities such as the choice filters, and also we tried to implement some constraints. Some were successful, but some weren't, as we were able to see in the video. So today we are going to just build up on what we just discussed, and the first thing, as we promised, we need to fix the incorrect constraints that did not work. So the first thing that we noticed here is that our column here failed to have the correct spelling for the constraint. So we need to say constraint, it's constraint message, constraint underscore message. So that was the first error. Then we also needed to have our regular expressions to have 0 to 9, but to have 8 digits, but the first digit should not be 0, but also should be a total of the next digit should be a total of 9. So what this function here does, we see that we were able to do the first statement correctly. So we have regex, then the first, we open the bracket, then have the dot sign there for the row, then we have the single quotation, then this sign here, but we introduced an opening bracket. This was the mistake that we had here that did not work. Then the first part of the first statement should be 1 to 9, not zeros. Then the following should be anything between 0 and 9. Then of course we have the curly braces, then we have the dollar sign, and also we have lastly the closing parenthesis. So in summary, that was how we were able not to work with our function correctly. Then of course the message didn't work because now also the spelling of the constraint message was not correct. So next part, we need to just build up on that and see if we can finish up on the questionnaire that we have been working on. So I'm going to just place them side by side and finish up on the second part so that you can see how to implement other questions. So the third group that we needed to have here was begin underscore group. Then this will be our page 2. And this section is just to access water access. And what we're going to have here is this set of questions. Then paste them here on our label just as we did it before. Then so this one will be question called water access. Then this will be water sources. Then this will be water availability. So in our form, it tells us that this question should be a select one for yes or no. So we'll create our options. So select underscore 1, yes underscore no. So our choices will be a yes, no. And under the choice sheet, we need to populate that question. So yes, no, then 1 and 0. Then this will be yes and this will be no. This will be yes and this will be no. Then so that will be our choices for that. So 1 for yes and 0 for no, just the way we do it in binary. So do you have water source? It will give us yes or no. Then the water sources that are here. So the next question will be water sources, and it was a select multiple question. So if we go to the paper form, we have this set of questions. So we have borehole, piped water, rainwater harvesting, then other. So this question, they can have more than one type of water source. So it will be a select multiple question. So select multiple, and then we're going to say water underscore sources. So that's the type of question. So water sources. You can give it any list that you want to give it there. So water sources. And then for the select multiple, what I like doing, instead of having them in text base, I'm going to encode them. So I'm going to have option 1, option 2, option 3. Then this will be borehole. Then this will be piped water, and then rainwater harvesting, and maybe now what we have there in our form is other. So they need to specify what this other is. So for that, I'll encode it as 299 or maybe we can have them as 88, other specified. You can choose anything else, but I like choosing other specifiers that way. Then I'll leave it a blank statement here for now. Then you want to say what are available daily, so select all that apply. So it's also a select multiple question. So is it available in the morning, in the evening, or just afternoon? So morning, evening, and then also afternoon. Maybe for the flow we can have them alternated. So we insert this here, just cut this to be stored here. So this will take it as availability. Then for that availability, have it there. So it's also select multiple. So select underscore multiple, then availability. So we need to add to the user here for this select multiple question. We tell them an hint. So select all that apply, so that they can be able to see and just select all that apply. So that's what we do here. So select all that apply. Remember, we just said we've added these multiple questions the same way we added a yes no, having a choice for each. So I need to add this here 1, 2, and maybe 3 for morning, evening, and 3. Next, what we need to do, remember we added an option here, other specify. So if they select other, they need to specify which it is. Also, these types of questions, we see we have select multiple and water availability, but we have a previous question here saying, does the school have water source? So this means that these two questions should only appear if yes is selected in top here. So what we're going to do, we are going to add a new column known as relevant. So relevant allows us to block or give questions based on what maybe a previous response was. So relevant, and what we are going to do is going to say this question here now. This question will be relevant if $sign water source water access equals to 1. So what does this mean? So we want this question here, the type of water sources, to be relevant if water access is equal to 1, and 1 corresponds to yes. So that's what will happen here. So water access equals to 1. Then we're going to also do the same and copy it here. So that's the best thing about this. We just go ahead and copy. Then we have another question here. So we have the water sources multiple. Remember, we've given options and we've said other specify. So if the user say other specify, they need to have a text option to have it there. So I'll name this question water source 1, so that it will be the user will just say specify other water sources. So this can be, maybe as you begin your study, you may not have the total number of choices, so you can add other specify, but it's recommended as the data comes in and then you see an option that is being populated so much in other, you can add an option to the user. So this, we're going to say how will it be relevant. So now this is a little bit different. If we have a select multiple question, we cannot say equals to because it's an array that will be returned. It won't return a single question. So if a user selects one option, the response to the user will just be maybe at least 1 and maybe blank, another 1, 0, 0. It will be like a matrix. So here we need to say, we'll use a statement known as selected. So selected $sign. So what are we saying here? So under this question, selected water sources, so water underscore sources. So I'll go to there. I just wanted to confirm the name. So selected water sources, so comma 88. So 88 needs to be in single quotation, and then you close the bracket. So what this means is that since we want the question for the user to specify other, come if the option other specified was selected. But we cannot work with that equals to, because it returns an array and we shall be seeing the responses. And then that's how it works. That's how it works. So I'm going to close this group, end group, and underscore group, and just close it there. And then remember, I like filling this section so that I can just see where my group starts and where my group ends. This is just for aesthetic purposes. I'm going to save my form. Let me save my form. The other parts we can just go ahead and add other groups so that we can finish on this form together. So let's begin. I'm going to go ahead and just paste all of this faster here. Questions. So then what we need to do is just specify the types of questions and other things. So the number of teachers will be an integer based question, and we're going to do the same way, assuming that only positive values and values that are greater than 1. So we're going to paste the same constraint that we had as before. And then of course the percentage of attendance, we're going to also accept only positive values. So should be greater than, dot should be greater than or equal to 0. Then we're going just to repeat the same thing, accept only positive values. Then for this one, this was teacher assessment, the group name, teacher assessment. Then this was a teacher contact, and this was final. This is final. So then teacher phone, we're going to just have it as integer, and then we're going to have the email as text, and then some final comments as also text. What we need to do here, we need to have for the head teacher phone, we need to say this is only enter 9 digits as the int. Example 07, example 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Example, that will be an example. So for we need to add a constraint, so it will be the same format as we had before. So the same format as we had before. But here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to paste this here, and then I'm going to have the exact string. So what I'm just changing here should not accept, similar to what we had here, but here just starts from, instead of 7 we have 8, so it should exactly 9 digits and should not start with 0. For the email, I want it to have an @ symbol. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this regular expression statement here, and what this regular expression statement does, just looks at the pattern, and we need to have it as A to Z. Then we need to have an @ symbol in the middle, and then of course a .com or something like that, or .ke or .co or something like that. Then our constraint will be enter valid email address constraint message. So we're going to say example. So this was enter, and then example, just for the user, name @example.com. So let's go ahead and also just say this question should be true, all of them, for the user to see it easily. So true. And then also these two to be true. Then the final, you can leave it to be like that. That's not compulsory, and also not let it just be false, not required. So I've saved the form, and then I'm going to just see and test it in my virtual environment as we did it before. So where are we? There, part 2, submit. So let's see if we have some errors. We don't have any error. Let's test our form to see if we have a good piece of workability. So the same thing. This I'm not going to discuss how. Then maybe name is code. Let's see if it works. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we enter 9 digits, enter 8 digits, then it accepts. So for the location, that I'm not going to work on it. So this part was okay. So if we have -2, doesn't accept. So it's 3 classes. Then we need to upload a picture. So let's say, let me look for one where you have an image really. So let's go to downloads and see maybe this KoboToolbox logo. And that's how it looks like. Does the school have what access? So this is what we've uploaded right now. So if we say yes, we have these questions that pop up. So if we say no, they do not come. So that's the skip logic there. So yes. So all that apply, maybe borehole, rainwater harvesting, and maybe other specify. So specify other water sources. Let's say they have, maybe let's say they have another water source. So then the availability that comes in evening. Number of teachers, 22, 23. Attendance today, maybe it was 2%. Then the number of the phone number, if we start with 07 and enter, it will tell us enter exactly 9 digits. So enter exactly 9 digits, like that. Then the name at example.com. So if I go ahead and validate, it will tell me I have an error because this question I did not specify what other source was. So but if I validate this, the questions that were not compulsory will allow me to submit this form. So there we have it, guys. So today we've been able to, in this video, we were able to implement the skip logic questions. We were also able to select multiple questions, and we were able to fix the errors in the previous video. So thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we'll delve into calculate questions and also see some advanced KoboToolbox controls. Thank you and see you then.